is?
You made it.
I will call to order the Wednesday, April 9th, 2025 East Long Meadow Conservation Commission meeting at 6:00. In attendance is Teeny, Elizabeth Stoughton, Thomas O'Brien, and Megan Logan. Jason Gumpert and Will Arment are not present. First order of business is to approve the minutes from the 3/26/2025 meeting. Anybody have a chance to look at them? Yes. Any questions, comments? Okay. I will entertain a motion to approve said minutes.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Great. Right. Next up is an RDA 2025-01 amendment to request for determination of applicability at 199 Denslow Road, Assessor's Parcel ID 10-12-2, whether the area and activities depicted are subject to the Wetlands Protection Act and or local bylaw, and whether the boundaries of resource areas depicted are accurately delineated. Applicant is Live Oak Crossing LLC, 118 Brookhaven Drive, East Long Meadow, Mass. 01028. So we just gave the wrong determination when we approved this the last meeting. If you want to look at the staff comments, it should have been a -4, not a -3. We did the wrong one. They basically mean the same thing.
This one says it's the area of work is a buffer zone and -4 says it's not.
Right.
Which it was.
And it
It
wasn't.
was not. Yeah. So you, the positive.
I think that was your call.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The positive 2B is still correct about, because they didn't flag the wetlands.
Right.
If there was, the minor difference between -3 and 4.
So what is the protocol? Reopen it and then,
Yeah, reopen it and then motion to amend the -3 to -4.
I make a motion to reopen the request for determination of applicability RDA 2025-01.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye. So I'll make a motion for a -4 termination on request for
To amend.
to amend to a -4 determination on RDA 2025-01.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Alex, I have to physically close the.
Yes. Well,
Okay, so I'll make a motion to close the public portion of the meeting for RDA 2025-01. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Next, on to project monitoring. First is enforcement order 2025-01, stream alteration at 633 to 759 Summers Road. So this is awesome.
all right, guys.
How are you? If you guys can just state your name and address for the record, that'd be great.
You want to go first?
No.
Okay.
Gotta state it?
Just,
Just write it.
and then if you can write it down, that'd be awesome.
You guys want this or leave it here?
You can leave it there, yeah, in case anyone else wants any other things. Appreciate it. So,
Want to introduce yourselves?
I'm Ryan Provencher. I live at 554 Summers Road near the Apple Place.
okay, great.
Jim Haberin, 346 Pioneers Drive.
And which one is the owner of the property in the enforcement?
I am.
Okay, great. Did all of this make sense? Like what we sent you and what we're asking for?
I think he's a little confused by it.
Okay,
I brought Ryan.
I brought him just to help him kind of navigate
sure,
vocabulary.
absolutely.
Is in regard to your letter. I guess there's just a bunch of confusion for both of us.
Okay,
When we were talking about putting up the temporary agricultural building for his sheep, we were dealing with the building department. We found a placement that worked for him. We put it there because of the previous access that he had to at least walk if he had to, because his right of way is blocked by the gas company. The gas company owns that gate, that crossing. for him to be able to get in to feed his animals.
Okay,
So this was a secondary. The primary one, they have a right of way to it, so it's blocked, 40-50% of the time. He's got cars or brush from the electrical company clearing the lines and stuff like that. So he put the building in relation to where he had at least a walking path to get across this low topography and get to the other side to get to the building if he had to, if it was blocked.
okay,
And he was over there removing it, shoveling it while we were building the structure. I helped him build the structure with a friend of mine. And I said, we'll help you. I had grabbed 3 friends. We got the thing out of there and put the same thing that was in front of it, because I talked to a couple of friends that are familiar with drainage, and we got the same exact diameter pipes in front of it and put them after it. And there was only one before. We put 2 side by side, like the ones 800 feet upstream, would you say, if it's considered a stream now, or?
stream, I'm not sure.
It's a drainage dish, but it probably qualifies as an intermittent stream.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we put the same thing 800 feet away as what was up in front of it. So we wouldn't have any problems with keeping up with the flow or anything like that. Then we built it up with gravel so he could at least get his truck in there to back up to throw the feed off over the fence to the sheep. And I have a kind of a presentation, if I don't know who should handle
Okay,
it,
sure.
kind of navigate through the photos
Do it, sure.
to see how all this unfolded. And excuse us for
No,
our,
you're fine. You're good.
for our,
You guys-
Lack of tuxedos,
and yeah, it's like lack of knowledge, lack of everything.
Okay,
lack of tuxedos.
Oh, yeah, that too. Are we supposed to, I didn't know how to present ourselves.
no, you're fine.
No, we're dressed.
Yeah,
You guys look.
totally fine.
People, a part of it.
Okay.
You want to explain any of that?
So what's the first one? Is this the one that's up?
So that's the,
That's
want me to
The old-
stripped out.
No, you can,
okay, I'll just,
you're fine. You're
so
good.
this is pipe 1 that was falling apart, and he was walking across it. I was walking across. I had Kelly Fredette there, artesian well there. We were throwing stuff across it. and stuff
Okay,
like that.
gotcha.
And then we said, this isn't going to be, structurally sound for him to be bringing feed in and out of.
Would this go from like the road across? Is that what this?
No,
was?
no.
I'm just trying to picture it in my
The
head.
drainage-
That was in the.
Oh, got it. Okay.
The drainage
Okay.
ditch is 45 feet off the road. So
Yes.
I know it's still in the jurisdiction of a
The
conservation.
town.
Yes.
It's the town's right away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's 45 feet in and it
Okay.
goes this way. So it goes along 83 this
Yep.
way. So that's the way the pipe
Was in there.
You'll see
Okay.
the next photo.
Got it. Okay.
So then we put those two 24s in because upstream are the same exact pipes. So we want to
Okay,
keep up
got
with the similarity and flow or whatever like that.
Okay.
We put in some wattle stabilization because a friend of ours, we had no clue. Like he came over and helped us kind of map it all out to put them in and stuff like that.
You see this okay? Son?
No, it's okay. And I have a photo of the ones that are in front of it if you want to see it. The drainage that's 800 feet up.
You replicated it,
I did? Oh,
replicated it.
yeah. So this here is a photo of the gas companies right away. I could show Alex too.
Okay, gotcha.
This is the gas company right away. Upstream, 800 feet.
Yeah.
And this is during the downpour a couple days ago. We took the photo.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
I have so many photos of it bone dry. But obviously with the rain we had.
East Long Meadow.
Yeah, and you know, it stops. There's no like river in front of it. If you walk up it, it's just it comes from the road. It comes from Bernie's property, and then they have that sheep path or cow path that goes under the road that used to be there when their sheep actually were on the property that they are on now. So there's a tunnel underneath there for
That's
the
cool.
sheep to walk back and forth, for the cows to walk back and forth. That's pretty existing. But that's what it looks like now. And he's been just coming in at this gated area, passing the feed over, opening the gate and
Yep.
feeding the animals. The concern by putting the building there was Jim's not a spring chicken. And if something happens to him and there's some, he's 800 feet away from a gate system, the fire department has to help him out. They can't get to him. They wouldn't even be able to make the swing to turn the farm because the gate goes like this and the land goes like this. But that's why we put the building in relation to that access.
So this is an entrance and egress for the
The last,
care and safety of the animals.
yeah. That's all the property is doing is he's using it for his sheep. That's it. There's no. And just that's,
And portions of this drainage ditch are already culverted up.
800 feet in front of it are the same exact thing. We did a better job. I mean, there's fabric in there, there's erosion control. The other one's just like two pipes plopped in the mud that the gas company drives over.
Trying to compare where this is.
So it's the same. It's just a picture of this. It's a picture of it. It's just before the,
Yeah, it must have, yeah.
yeah, we took pictures when we had to go inspect it.
Yeah, well, Farmer Brain thinks that the burlap sacks were helpful by putting rocks in a burlap sack to help them from, I don't know if you have pictures of the burlap sacks there.
I think we noticed them when we went by at one.
Yeah, so we removed all that. That's just plastic. Obviously, it's not environmental friendly. So we got rid of all that and broke the rocks out. That was Redstone. He was just doing it to think that it's making a retaining wall the affordable way.
Lots of redstone in my yard if you ever need any.
Thank you. You might need some,
That's pretty funny, Liz.
Why? I live on the old quarry. I don't.
but I don't know. I mean, it worked, you know, but it just didn't look appealing to the eye. And that's why I think it drew a lot of attention, obviously. But in any event, we thought the confusion of is on ourselves. We completely thought when we were doing this that we were doing the right thing. We had no intention of like, we're hiding from you guys, you know.
Oh, no.
I
Yeah.
didn't think that it was a big deal because it was bone dry when we did it. And then obviously when it rained. And then I got a letter from you guys in regards to some trees that were taken out of a property that I just bought and they were taken down by an electrical company. And I'm like, we both got the letter at the same time. I got one too.
Yeah, no, yeah.
And then it's like,
To that one, and that was just because we got a call from a homeowner that was concerned, so we have to look into
that
that.
property's not doing anything either. I'm not doing anything with that. Just going to stay the way it is.
You guys pull that culvert out of there?
Yes,
Where is that now?
it's on the property.
So that was probably placed by a farmer 100 years ago.
Well, was it Bean that owned it?
Oh, Han owned all that property.
Han owned it, but there were sheep there.
There was sheep, and there was cattle, there's everything over there.
There's a cattle pass under, are you familiar with the road, the way that the cattle pass? It's kind of cool.
I didn't know there was one.
There's a cattle.
I heard about it.
It's really cool. If you walk it, you see the cattle pass that goes from Bernie's big Meadowbrook farm and it goes right to his.
Oh, that must have been under HUD, Mr. HUD. What's his?
Han,
Son? Yeah.
yeah.
He must be,
Cool.
he had it then.
It's really clever. I don't know.
Whoever built it.
If anybody ever makes that side of, if it doesn't become farm one day, it's nice for the animals.
Here for you.
That's gonna stay a farm, Hans. Hans is gonna stay a farm.
No, I know. I'm saying if Bernie ever went to get animals, I mean, they'd have an access to go back and forth.
Oh, keeps them safe too.
Yeah.
I think they even have electricity under there. The
Oh.
light right in the middle of the road, yeah, underneath.
Oh, that's funny. That's pretty
That's why that ditch is so low is because the cattle crossing underneath
underneath. It had to be.
is, 6 feet, so they have to go down
Oh, that makes sense. I didn't even know
10
that.
full feet.
That makes sense. Yeah.
Because if it was
Cool.
just a little brook or something, it would have been just this far off the ground,
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Oh, I know what you're saying.
They had to dig it out, and then the animals actually used to go up that, which I called it was a drainage ditch.
Yep.
Up through like that, right underneath, right into the thing.
I like it. What are you thinking, Tom?
Well, I'm thinking that, the right thing to do, that ship has sailed, would have come before us and asked permission. But tend to be a friend of the farmer. And it looks like you guys did a decent job. It's there for entrance and egress to the agricultural
Yeah.
activity going on there. And in the interest of safety, if fire or police ever had to get in there, if that structure ever caught fire, or God forbid, animals or humans needed to be rescued, it would certainly serve that purpose. I think, you put some seed down and get that stabilized. That's my personal feelings on it. It's not harming anything. I don't know what the rest of the board feels about it.
Like I said, navigating through this was completely on our end. We should have if we do the process, we would have definitely executed perfectly.
That's for one moment.
Sure.
Because the conservation side is just one of two issues. The other issue, is this was brought to our attention from Felix and the DPW.
Mhm.
Because that's a town right of way. There's issues with technically that would become like the responsibility of the DPW to maintain. So I think you also need to talk to Felix, and the DPW, because if we want to, like, if there's some agreement that you come up with to keep it there,
Mhm.
then that's when it would be ideal for you to decide how you want it, if you want it to stay as well, how you want to stabilize the
Yeah.
I
site.
know Felix.
That's fine.
Ask him.
But if we make him stabilize the site and then Felix says it has to come out, that's a waste of your time and money.
For sure.
So I would say you want to talk to Felix before we move forward.
Is this the only right of way they have in there legally? Which one, where's your right of way legally to get onto your?
It's the gas companies. The gas company blocks the right. I've gone there to work multiple times to help him. And so is the volunteer firefighters help him out that he knows from the golf course that he used to own. They try to get in and there's 5 or 6 electrical trucks and gas company trucks lined up in front of his gate and he can't get in. So he's crawling across the little thing that was there and he can't get to the farm. So he doesn't even have a way to get in. They have the right of way in front of him. And he's asked them to move and they're all staged up with their downriggers down or whatever, they're chipping brush and they're not going to move for him.
So what do you think, Alex, if he gets Felix's blessing, have him apply for a determination of applicability?
Yeah, or we can resolve the enforcement order by just having him do what you feel is adequate mitigation for the construction, so stabilize the site. If that's just gonna be plantings, right?
Yeah, if we just,
And that would resolve the enforcement order is to restore the area.
so if we just say that our recommendation would be that just, stabilize that top of it. And then as long as Felix is fine with it, then we would resolve the,
But before we give him any
Oh, right.
hard dates or anything like that, I think it would be better if you address the.
yeah, just
with
talk to
DPW.
Felix first. I mean,
And then see where that lands.
Okay.
So we kind of know what to do, right?
Sure, that makes sense.
I think we're all pretty much after talking to you guys and seeing the pictures and hearing the whole story. I think we're okay with
Yeah.
this
Appreciate
as
it.
it is. And I mean, it's a very crazy process to try to navigate. So we totally get that.
Yeah.
So I mean, once you hear from Felix and can talk to him, I just would let Alex know and then we can do like an official vote and then resolve
Yeah.
it. And yeah.
Okay, that sounds good.
So-
Pretty good. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Maybe come back to our next
I
meeting.
I
appreciate
didn't realize this, the right of way. Now you own that property where the power lines are coming through. So they took it away from you.
they have the right of way. You can speak, Jim, if you.
Yeah, you own 35 acres all the way up to the
Right.
condo from the first house all the way through. It's probably like 1,500 feet of frontage there. And I planted my hut there further away from the gas lines for a couple of reasons. One of them, it always smells over there along the gas lines and I didn't want any type of fumes going to my hut that I put there. And then over the last couple of months or so, actually it was last year, I wanted to put entrance way right next to the hut, just in case there's some sort of fire or they need to get in right away. Because then they would have to go all the way down the street, 800 feet and try to work its way back through the gate. Right then and there, you could just hook up a hose and just blow water on the structure if you had to. That was one of the reasons why I wanted
And he
that.
put water, he had the well drilled by the artesian well in town and there was no shortcuts here for money spent.
No, I spent a good amount of money on all of that stuff. It's going to be a farm. It's not going to be any type of development or anything like that. It's a farm is going to be a farm straight through. I don't even think there'll be a house there, maybe another barn down the line, but and the animals are there to keep everything cut down and it's just something that's almost like a hobby in a way.
I like it. Do you need these back? Can we keep these?
You can keep them if it
Yeah.
helps you guys.
Should we keep these with the
Yeah, that
file?
would help.
Okay, yeah,
Yeah.
we'll keep them with the file off.
I appreciate you guys' time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you think the appropriate amount of time before they come back? Next meeting or 2 meetings?
I think it just depends on how quickly you can get with Felix.
Sure.
So,
Can I have one more question?
yeah, of course.
If we, I don't know if this is even a possibility, if the responsibility was delegated back to us Is there a way to have that in writing where if Jim if he had something to say about it, if we maintained that it was clean or whatever, would that be a rationale to have in case he has anything negative to say about it? Like if they were concerned about,
Felix?
Yeah.
So let Felix know that you guys would take care of it.
yeah, like if,
I mean, I think that's fine if
Okay.
you're offering to take care of it. I think it just, that conversation with Felix had to take place. 'Cause I think he's assuming that because it's technically their right of way, that they would take care of it.
okay,
They may say, no, you can take care of it. I think that's just the conversation.
Why is it there? Why right away?
I can
yeah, I don't
answer
know.
that. So
Yeah.
on that road, it's 100 feet from the center of the road. So like, you know how like in.
Okay, so it's 100 feet from the center of the road.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah, so it's like kind of like in Long Meadow, how like it's technically if a resident were to like break a piece of sidewalk, we kind of had that conversation
Yeah.
last meeting, it would be their responsibility to fix it. So but it's a piece of town property. So if you were to build a culvert there and the DP, it would become.
I got you. The town, yeah, but you still have to shovel it if it's on your property. It's so weird.
It's so weird.
Yeah.
That's basically what we're working there.
It's such a, yeah, that's tough for you guys. You guys got a hard job.
as it's strange.
All right.
You know what I mean?
That's a wild amount of frontage.
I know.
I've never heard of 100 feet.
That's what it is.
That'd have been something
100 feet, I have.
bigger
I
in
have an
scope
email
for that.
from
Because,
Felix saying-
because that's all on my property, because I know where the property line is. All that work was done on my property. It wasn't,
He had Levesque put all the stakes in and that.
yeah,
that
the whole thing
culvert's-
was surveyed. I
that
had it all
culvert's
surveyed.
45 feet inward surveyed, but it's still
From the
not
edge.
town property because it's conservation.
They're right of way.
I
Yeah,
don't know.
weird.
I just want to,
Have access to get in.
yeah,
Feed his animals.
Totally makes sense. So
feed the animals.
absolutely.
Yeah, from Felix here, an email from February 5th. Right away is 100 feet. So from the white fog line is 41 feet.
Oh, he measured from the white fog
That's
line?
what, yeah, that's what he said.
Oh, that's a pretty accurate because it's like we measured 45, so 4 feet up.
So that's about, yeah. So definitely, I think, start with Felix then.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
then-
Okay, that's fine.
Let Alex know when you talk to him and then we can put you on the agenda for.
Perfect.
Yes, absolutely.
Sounds excellent, guys. Do we have to do anything with this or?
Nope.
Okay, appreciate it all. Thank you.
Stay-
Have a
did you
good
wanna
one.
Stay for, Ryan, did you want to stay for the next one just so?
Oh, am I involved in that? Is that the Brown Meadow one?
Yes.
Okay, let's do it.
All right, next is the enforcement order 2025-02. Is that this one? Resource area alteration assessors parcel ID number 6-128 that 128A dash F. So we got a call from a homeowner saying that trees were cleared and the road looked like it had been, like the road looked like it had been cleared recently. So we had to go take a look. That's why you got a letter. So
So
you need to know what you're doing.
so I just owning the property now. I followed he had fireman stakes on the road that he built that. I don't know, when they did it in the 90s, I have pictures of
Oh, nice.
sewer line and stuff.
Okay.
So I just took the bucket and drove down it with the leaves and debris. No trees were taken down. The electric company took the trees down. And I just drove down it, turned around, I saw them outside. That's Ralphie, guy Ralphie who used to do masonry. There's the neighbor. And I said, oh, I knew Ralph. He passed away. I said, I knew Ralph. He was a great guy. Got back in the machine, turned around. I said, nothing's happened here, no building. Turned the machine around, drove right back
I
up.
don't know about the Hood's property.
That Ralph Hood. Yeah. He was a mason, right?
He was.
Yeah, he passed away, right? Yeah. He used to work for Adam Oliver, a good friend of mine. He used to do all his mason work and I used to be there on site when he was doing a great guy, but
So because you drove by with the bucket,
I drove down the road, turned back down it, but now understanding that
But that road was there forever.
it was, yeah,
Yeah,
a
because
pre-existing.
Going to that property as a kid.
Yeah, Neil and used,
they've been there for a while. It's just
It's
recently
still in practice
there.
fresh tires.
Say?
That's all.
Yeah. I graduated Ralphie. They had a fort back there.
did they? That was Neil and Dad's property.
Ford.
She have a tree house too?
I don't know what he was doing.
Back there in the day.
Yeah, I get it. If you were hanging out with Ralphie, you were.
All right.
Fires.
Okay, so
Go there.
so just stay out of the areas that were kind of with that or.
I mean, I think if you're gonna ever do anything with it or build anything,
Sure.
you would just need to do, is it an RDA?
Depends on what it is.
What is you're
Yeah.
you're gonna do it? You just give Alex a call and tell him, hey, I'm
just
what
saw
I'm
a road.
thinking of.
Yeah,
And we didn't know.
the road was there, but yeah, it understood. It looks like we built the road, but it was already, it just cleared the debris off and now it looks like it needs to be covered in debris again to be not exposed.
Totally fine.
Fort's got to be still there too. So
Maybe you can find the fort.
We say, oh, the fort, yeah.
Find it, yeah.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Awesome, you're all
I've
good.
never heard of
That's
a
all we
port
needed. We just
before.
needed to know. That was it.
Very good.
Appreciate your.
Thank you so much, you guys. Have a
Have a
good
good one.
evening.
Thank you.
We'll be talking soon. Yeah, thank you.
Okay, so last is Executive Order 2025-04 dumping into the brook at 406 to 436 North Main Street.
Where is that? 4046.
It's Stop and Shop Plaza.
Oh, that one. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But where we left off with that was we were looking to see if we could issue enforcement orders to the businesses.
Yeah.
I did look into that. We can do that.
Okay,
But if we're going to go that route, we need to do proof to go, like, there's clear proof that it's the businesses that are dumping into the Pecusik, but we need to actually single out specific businesses. So we'd have to go back and do a more thorough site visit.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Go and find trash relative to
yeah, just
X businesses.
located with each business's.
Right.
can we hire somebody to do that?
You got a sleeping bag? You can.
No, I'm being
camp out there and
serious.
watch.
You know, I was thinking of that would be a brutal cleanup,
Like-
even to get volunteers. It's almost like
It's a really.
it's
steep
a,
slope.
it's a safety issue.
Steve,
You have to put people down the hill, it's tied off and then bring stuff up by rope or.
How about the Boy Scouts? They can earn a badge.
Yeah.
So I mean, the original option was to go after the LLC that owns the whole plaza. To make sure that.
I think that's the best way to
But
go.
we can entertain going after the individual businesses responsible.
Didn't you reach out to LLC and got no response?
No, I haven't reached out to them. Never.
I'd like to know-
I think that's gonna be quicker. Go to the owner.
What do you guys think? I mean, I just say go after the LLC
Right.
because they seem like a responsible landlord. I mean, it's a pretty decent plaza. But that trash has been going on, that's been going on
Yeah.
for 30 years or better.
Right.
So every store has their own dumpster
Yep.
Correct.
They do.
and they're all lined up next to each other.
All on the back,
Yeah, they're
right
kind
behind their.
of staggered. There's
individual
some that are a little bit
businesses, right.
further down than others. Some are close, like it's,
So
they're
is,
pretty much all next to each other.
I mean, is it just plain devil's advocate here? Can the trash blow out? Is that what's happening? Or are they full, not being picked up
I
in
think
time? and-
maybe a few things are blowing out, but this, if you look at these pictures, this is dumping.
Yeah, I
It's all of the above. It's all of the above. It's probably.
the majority is
Blowing
dumping,
dumpsters,
yeah.
wind,
Right, yeah.
stuff beside the dumpster, wind.
We have
That's been ongoing
There
for,
one time.
yeah, there's illegal
Almost-
dumping for certain going on
Right.
back there.
Oh, yeah, because there's a mattress back
Yeah,
there,
that's
dog
people
bed,
driving
there's
back there,
tires.
throwing shit. Yeah, so it's all of the above.
So I wonder if because there is illegal dumping that's not connected to the stores, if we should go after the LLC first.
I think we should go.
Yeah.
Well,
Tell them to clean it up anyway. It's their response. How much, where's their property end back there? They own on the
they
other side?
own, we're pretty much right up to the bank. It's really close, like,
Yeah.
it's really close. It's an old construction. So,
70s.
you know, there wasn't much, if you remember, there wasn't much for things like tires or old furniture back there. So it's definitely not much is being contributed from like people from town just dumping back there. Like it's.
There's a
clear
few things I think that
businesses.
were back there, but majority looks like it's the businesses.
But something to consider when you're thinking about who you want to issue an enforcement order to is, you know, if you issue something to a specific business, who's to say that the next tenant that goes in there doesn't do the same thing?
So we should, so the LLC is.
Yeah,
That's up to you.
I think
but-
I think the LLC
Yeah.
just,
I was also
Fair.
thinking LLC because I would assume that they are in charge of the waste removal schedule. Right? I'm assuming.
no, the
Each
individual business will contract with a dumpster company.
Because the
And
dumpsters
they'll
are
have their own
not the same.
schedules.
We looked at them, they're not all the
exclusive,
same and they
Yeah.
have their names on them, but they're not
I
like the
would
same
think the owners-
size.
So it's not like they're, I mean,
You know,
There could be
if
multiple
not, then
contracts.
it's up to
paying
the
rent
owners.
in there, you know.
I don't think it
No.
includes waste removal.
That's the best way.
No.
Because that's on the individual businesses.
Just looking at the dumpsters and the types of dumpsters and like the companies of the dumpsters, they're not all the same.
Yeah.
Yeah. I say we try the LLC, Alex,
Okay.
see what we can do.
Would you all like to look at the attachment for the last page? It should have the date and see what you think about the dates and the attachment in general, like if you want to see something different in there.
Oh, this one, the May 14th. What's today? Today's the,
It's the 9th April. So give the time to get to them and.
I think May 14th is a fair date, don't you?
Yeah,
And then the 28th is the,
that's a little over a month,
yeah.
month and 5 days.
It's a simple,
I mean,
like you said, it's
not a,
dangerous, it's steep, but it's a simple process. We're not asking to plant anything or.
no, we're just asking him to clean it up the mess. Yeah.
They ever, was it mowed down there or no? Was it-
It's
It-
riprap, isn't it?
It
On that
doesn't
hill?
look, it's on the picture, it doesn't look like it's anything
Looks right there.
crazy.
Yeah, the brook's right at the base of that.
Yeah.
It's not like, it's just leaves. It's all like leaves and brush.
I know, we used to have.
I don't think there's any grass,
We used to have
really.
brush fires there.
I swear that was riprap though. A long time ago, it's probably just all growing in. Jesus.
Yeah, it's
I mean, essentially, the last page, it's asking that on the 14th, we submit a plan, doesn't need to be like a GIS plan, but a plan of action to clean up the.
Yep.
And I also added in here, that they have some plan on how to.
Mitigate it
Future, so
going
like
forward,
a
right?
change in dumpster schedules or monitoring of some kind.
Yep.
If you don't want that in there, you know.
No, I think that needs to be in there. I mean, I don't know if you guys do, I think that needs to be in there.
Yeah,
I think it's a good idea to have, but we still don't really know if it's under their control, right? I mean, what if it is just a bunch of people who live a couple streets over who think it's a great place to go?
Right. I mean, Liz and I looked and it was pretty clear. It was similar in nature to what was the dumpsters.
Yeah.
So at least majority.
Okay, yeah.
There might be some dumping, which I think that happens a lot around here, but
But
the
that would
majority of the
replace that.
trash was. And they have cameras. Do they have cameras back there? Didn't they? I didn't
I
even
don't
see,
think
but if it's illegal dumping, then it's up to the LLC to contact.
Yeah.
The police
That
for
looks like
cameras and monitor it.
Everything out of us.
This is everything out of a store. Yeah, I mean, this is all like boxes of stuff from the dollar store and there's pet beds from the pet store, which is kind of gross if they just dumped them out there, but you know.
Yeah, I think those dates are fair.
We need to vote on that?
Yeah, we'll need to vote on it.
Okay.
Everybody's.
I will make a motion to approve the dates in the draft enforcement order for dumping to the brook at 436 North Main Street, that Alex provided to be sent to the LLC that owns the plaza.
Second,
so moved.
second.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
And then last is just any other business we got?
Well, we will need to sign.
Okay.
EA and for this order. The only other thing is, I'm trying to work with the attorney because she sent like a very brief, guide on how we handle moving forward if we want to have a new owner purchase the property.
Okay.
Or transfer, but she didn't get very specific and she might need to entertain or what documents I need to draft.
Oh, okay.
So I'm hopeful to try to get it on for the next agenda. But that would be April 23rd, the
Okay.
next meeting. But it might wait. It depends on how. But I will get all of that together and then we can discuss and see how you feel
Okay,
at that time.
that works. Great.
Let me just get you the signature sheets.
What about?
I'll make a motion to close the meeting.
Oh, you made the motion? Second.
All those in favor?
So moved.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.